And already there is the anchoring of the superluminal night, the light that comes from the upper worlds, the very intention to be in this sacred moment, to serve the Most High, El Elyon, the Most High God, Eternal Father, Eternal Mother. The entire environment where you are in your sacred temple, your sacred body. That construct comes from the upper worlds of the Adam Kadmon. It is the sacred and the divine human. And it is from this aspect, from this frequency, that the upper worlds of illumined light, the upper worlds of the Ein Sof, the limitless light, that there is the gathering of the tribe of Zion, the tribe of Judah. It is in the ancient memories that have brought all here together in this moment. The ancient wisdom, the ancient insight. For it is an ancient story, a story beyond the constructs of celestial bodies. It is a galactic story, and beyond that, the cosmic story. But it is in this cosmic story that are the seeds of the sacred Adam Kadmon, the divine human, created in the image of the divine, created as a co-creator that holds such great power. And it is in this ancient memory, beloveds, we come to align ourselves once again for all those dream experiences that you have had, for all of those insights that have come in a flash, for all the deep intuition that you possess. No, beloveds, it's from your origins and your travels beyond space and time of your earthly world. For, beloveds, you are so much more. And in this time of great awakening, as the veils of illusion and delusion begin to draw back, as your commitment of those before you and those behind you have held the light, the Ein Sof, the memory, forward even in the darkest of times. And so we are here upon this enlightened path of light that so many have chosen to walk, to come back and walk once again upon the earth. And it is a path that you have walked, beloveds, on many, many different celestial bodies, celestial frequencies. For there is the myriad of the many heavens, the myriads of the many worlds, the myriads of the expression of the divine, which is eternal, boundless and limitless. Yes, you have memory of all of this. And it is that that moves you forward on your path. Even in the most challenging of times, even when the unknown was so blighted, how can you move forward? But yet there is a way, because that part of you, beloved, has moved you forward, for you seek that which you know is part of you. You seek that which you know you have forgotten. And it is in this reawakening, the recapitulation of the magnificence of who you are, the sense of purpose and vision, in holy alliance with the highest parts of yourself as you remember the upper worlds of light. You remember your beginnings, your source of the Adam Kadmon, the sacred human, the human part in the creation of this world and in many other worlds. For the human family is spread throughout the cosmos. And it is in this great reawakening through star clusters, through great nebulae, for the creations of new worlds and the death of others, a continual cycle, a cosmic cycle that moves and continually creates because the divine has created its extension in you, in the various levels of densities, realms, and expressions. And so, beloved, it is in this deep cosmic memory as we together, the most radiant ones, the family of light, the Amishadai, we come together. You are so needed, respected, loved, and supported as you need us, as we work as a collective in bringing forth the great divine alignment, the great ascension, the great expansiveness of the divine and the divine plan. A plan that is so extensive and beyond the comprehension of where we find ourselves in mortal bodies, but not beyond the spiritual body that holds this knowledge forever. And so it is this part of us that we focus in on now as the eternal beings that we are, as the beings of creators of Elohim, as the beings who can call forth the Akashic records, the history of the planet and beyond that. It is this part of ourselves that we now ignite in this moment to do our sacred work, our work to bring balance in its deepest primordial level. For it is in the perfect balance that brings forth the perfect peace, that brings forth the perfect joy. And so we breathe together the divine, sacred, holy in-breath and out-breath. For the air that we breathe into our lungs in the biology is not just the regular oxygen, but it is the continuation of the Australian lights that continue to flow in, electrifying and charging the very electron spin in the atomic and subatomic levels of our being. We can sense and feel as our bodies become less dense as we release into this loving embrace from the higher part of ourselves, from the loving call of the Adam Kadmon, our divine heritage. As we take this moment now, in this most auspicious time, in the building up of true balance, bringing true peace and bringing true joy, that we ignite this within our own selves, connecting to the Adam Kadmon, remembering our mission, our purpose, our agreements, our collaborations, our partnerships, our sense of divine service to the earth and beyond the earth. That we bring the collective of all the various timelines, experiences, insights, knowledge, and wisdom. The accumulation of the higher heart of compassion and unconditional love. As we come from the higher place, as we look upon the variations and the various ports of time, the various gateways, the various experiences, the various paths, all come together now in one divine sacred singularity. As we begin more deeply to feel the peace that comes forward, as this divine balance within ourselves now expands and touches the very sacred earth upon the 2 feet that we have upon the ground, the 2 parts of ourselves, the 2 brains, that we now come into this perfectness of the Autumn Kadmon, the divine human, male and female, the construct of that perfect balance, to bring once again the Azi Shalom, the higher peace, the sacred peace, the cosmic peace. And the Shalom at Shalom, the peace that surpasses all human understanding. And so we breathe each and every sacred in-breath and out-breath as a balanced interconnection of the expansiveness of who and what we are to the greater cosmic story. As we begin our sacred in-breath and out-breath, conscious that it brings in a perfect balance and part of the dynamics of this creation. As we hold in our higher heart that each in-breath and out-breath that we do brings the deeper balance, unifying those parts of ourselves into the singularity of right brain and left brain, divine masculine, divine feminine, bringing together the perfect balance, that the perfect way can be walked into the greater illumination, into the greater radiation, into the greater vision, knowledge, and guidance. And so we understand as each in-breath and out-breath we experience, it is this higher Australian light from the Autumn Kadmon, our beginnings, our source, our illumination that now begins to course in through around our physical biology, our mental body and our emotional body, all the subtle bodies that are part of our beingness, moving into the density of this frequency of a material world, being able to anchor it and sustain it. So we breathe fully engaged with each in-breath and out-breath, our recognition, our agreement to breathe the sacred balance of the universe, to breathe the sacred balance of creation, and that with each and every sacred in-breath and out-breath, we breathe into the world the higher balance that brings peace and joy. We bring forth through the very emanation of our beingness, through the divine collective of this singularity, expanding beyond our own galaxy, expanding beyond our local universe, expanding beyond the aeons of the paradise worlds, expanding to the Adam Kadmon, the source of the creation of humanity, the Adamic race upon the earth, the children of light, the children of the earth who have not forgotten, who continue no matter what, put one foot in front of the other to move forward, whether it be slow, accelerated, intercepted, but none the yet moving forward. For it is the call of the Adam Kadmon, the call of our divine selves that moves us forward, that we can bring in and anchor the higher celestial realms of light once again upon the earth. And as we can anchor that, we anchor it within ourselves. We engage in this divine and sacred moment, that the perfect balance is now manifested in our own beingness, in the present time, the time of the past and the time of the future, beyond time, in all timelines. That in this moment, and each and every sacred in-breath and out-breath that is breathing balance into the world, that balance is anchored within ourselves, that the adjustments within our own circuitry will bring a balance between the right brain and the left brain, the right hand and the left hand, the right foot and the left foot, bringing in once again the balance of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. We now breathe this circuitry into our own physical bodies. We breathe this circuitry into our mental body. We breathe this circuitry into our emotional body. This higher divine circuitry moving throughout the nervous system and to all the systems of the biology. Each and every holy sacred in-breath and out-breath, as the communion of saints come together, and as you feel movements in your own physical body, mental, emotional, adjusting, realigning, reconnecting, simply allowing the physical, mental, and emotional bodies to adjust in its way, to adjust, to come into this holy alignment with the Adam Kadmon, the Strahline light that comes in, and the sacred in-breath and out-breath. For as you are upon the earth, and as you balance yourself, you balance the earth, you balance the kingdoms of the earth. You balance the humanity of the earth. And so we come together, beloveds, to bring the most primordial balance of the earth, to bring in once again the perfect balance of the divine masculine and the divine, feminine. And see in your spiritual eye this energy as you see it intermingling. See in your mind's eye this energy coming together as balanced, both integrated to create the third perfect, connecting, higher illuminal energy. It takes the two to create the higher point of the Trinity and see clearly the perfect balance within yourself. See the perfect balance in nature and all of Earth's kingdoms. Feel, sense, and know this perfect balance as the straining light from the autumn cosmos, unique to you, balanced for you, courses through your circuitry, your biology. Breathe the sacred in-breath and out-breath. Each in-breath and out-breath anchors this perfect balance within yourself and out into the world. As you plant yourself to sacred Mother Earth, a divine and sacred circuitry from her to you, from you to the autumn cosmon aeon, the remembering of the original purpose, the original guidance, the original creation, coming back once again in fullness, coming back once again as the new Genesis, coming back again as the new Eden tree. We breathe the sacred in-breath and out-breath, and we hold this energy for ourselves, for the world, and for all the heavens of which we are a part. Simply allow the energy to move in, through, and around you with each and every sacred in-breath and out-breath. Your connection to your true source, your divine abilities, bringing forth the perfect balance once again within yourself and out into the world, beyond the world, into all that you are. And now we can intend for this sacred grace and connection to continue into our dream state, with the perfect balance comes healing. With the perfect balance comes wisdom. With the perfect balance comes knowledge and guidance. And now we prepare ourselves for the return. And as we can remember our in-breath and out-breath in the hours to come, that we breathe the sacred balance out into the world. We remember our connection to the divine human of the autumn Kadmon. And we choose to ignite once again our cosmic memory to bring together the fullness of who and what we are as we walk our path of light, as we walk our path of higher service. Now we prepare ourselves for the return, and as such, we begin to draw in our electromagnetic field slowly, even as we may want to stay in this state forever. We know we are to return. We know there are things to do. And the most radiant ones who have been here with us from all streams and expressions of the divine begin to draw in their electromagnetic field. And we intend to be back, awake, alert, and very grounded on the count of 3. 1, 2, take a very deep breath in, and 3. We are back, we are awake, we are alert, and we are very grounded.